Hello, everyone. News Channel 3, Chief Meteorologist Keith Thompson here with a Facebook Live update on this Tuesday evening. Hope everybody's evening is going well. Things are going well here on this end, that's for sure. It's pretty quiet. I mean, we did have some gusty winds today, right? Hold on just a moment here. I have to log into a computer here, and I thought I had it already done. So if you'll just give me 5 seconds. There we go. Now we're good. Like I said, I hope everybody's having a good Tuesday evening. Chris, as always, thank you for being here first in, but pretty quiet weather. But today we did have those gusty winds gusting up to 45 miles per hour. That was in Holland. We'll take a look at those wind gusts coming up in just a little bit. And we say, hello, spring. We are now 2 hours. In fact, exactly 2 hours from right now. It's 9:06. At 11:06, we have the vernal equinox, which, of course, then we make the transition. We go over into spring, and basically the sun is getting higher in the sky. It is the days are getting longer, and so we're working our way towards summer. Shannon, good evening to you. Wasn't too bad out there. I agree with you. I like your optimistic view there. I don't think it was too bad. But tomorrow it's going to be colder. It's the next couple of days. I don't think anyway are going to be too bad because it's going to be colder. Yes, it's going to be cold. About 10 degrees or more colder than what's typical for this time of year. But we'll have sunshine. So that's good. Sylvia, hello to you. Thanks for being here. Dan, I still owe you the lightning data. Oh, my goodness. Jeff, hello to you. Jeffrey, hello to you. Thank you for being here. I'll let a few more people get in the room. Once we get to 100, then we'll take off. You see what the agenda holds for us here as we say hello spring, but tomorrow it's going to feel more like winter. In fact, tomorrow it's a day for the winter coat because it's going to be that cold, more like mid-February, right? Instead of the middle of March. Mike, my day was awesome. Thank you so much, by the way. I appreciate that compliment. I hope your day was awesome, just like you are. Thank you so much. Too windy today. That's true. You know what, David? That's right. Those Midwesterners, the weather wouldn't have been so bad if it wouldn't have been so windy. That's just like it wouldn't be that cold if we just had a little sunshine, right? That's how we get by up here. Ryan, spring is, you're right, coming at 11:06. Matt, any more snowy days? Yeah, I do. I think that we are going to have some more. I don't think we're done. Do I have definition as to when we might have some of those? Well, not specifically, but I do think that we're going to be having a shot at some wintry mix of rain and snow coming in here on Friday, and it might affect the morning commute. I'll get to that coming up in a bit. Late week visit from Old Man Winter. That's what I'm talking about there. That's what I'm talking about. Windy tomorrow. Yes, it will be, Jody. It will be windy tomorrow. Joanne, that wind was chilly for sure. You're right. Kathy, good evening to you. And yeah, it is sort of cold out there. Jody, I don't think it's going to be as windy tomorrow as today, but I do think it's going to be windy. What does that mean? Well, today we had a 45 gust. I think tomorrow we could do 30, maybe 35 gusts. Fire danger. Excellent point there, Dan. Excellent point. Is that we are drying out. We are still sort of dry. And by the way, tomorrow, let's talk about that because tomorrow, it's tomorrow the 21st, Wednesday and Thursday, the dew points are going to be really low. It's drier air that's coming in here, especially tomorrow night and Thursday. So not only is it going to be windy and we're dry, but the dew points are going to be down, so the air is going to be very dry. So that fire danger will be up there. Excellent point to make there, Dan. Thank you so much. The wind, yes, Cynthia, after sunset, the wind is just really diminishing pretty rapidly. It'll start to pick back up tomorrow. Joanne, I would, in fact, yes, the winter coat definitely for tomorrow. It's going to be about 10 to 12 degrees colder tomorrow than today. Orlo, I don't know so much about that. Latest data that I've seen, I think for the northern half of the lower, I think this is going to be more of an impressive snowmaker than it is going to be, let's say, I-96 south. Jen, hello to you. Kim, hello to you. Thank you so much. Mike, where's spring at? Well, it's on the calendar. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's being manifested in our thermometer, right? Or by our thermometer, measured by that. Wind has died down, Kathy, and that's going to be the case overnight. But tomorrow, I think it'll start to build again, just not as strong as today. Thursday, Friday. Oh yeah, good for you. I'm not taking the days off, but I am going to be parked at a restaurant on Wednesday to watch that first game on CBS, which is going to be Michigan State, by the way. We'll have it on News Channel 3. I believe 12:15, 12:20, something like a tip-off. I'll be watching. Michael, time to dust off the salt spreader. Yeah, a little bit. I think so. Amanda starts Thursday. Stay inside, watch basketball. Watch CBS, watch News Channel 3. You know what? These are tough days for me in the weather office because I have to try to work and watch basketball at the same time. And I have a very difficult time doing that. Mike, happy Taco Tuesday to you too. Lake Worth, Florida, in the house. Jonathan, thanks for checking in. Maura, there could be an inch or two of accumulation. I-96 south, I-96 north of I-96. I think there could be a few inches of accumulation. But I think it's my feeling right now. This is Tuesday. We're talking about Friday. My feeling right now is that it's going to be too warm south of I-96. Certainly closer to I-94 south. Going to be a little bit too warm. And I think there's going to be a little bit more rain mixed in that's going to temper any of those any accumulations. Lorna, hello to you in Ashtamo. Ron, got to go GR Friday. There could be a couple of inches of accumulation. It's going to be a wet snow. I think it's coming in here Friday. So let's see. Robert, hello to you in Chesterland. Thanks for being here. Randy, thank you so much. I appreciate that. It is Michigan weather again. Let's see, half-inch snow yesterday in Twin Lake. Bob, thanks for that report. Got a little of that snow in there for sure. Cold water in the house, thanks to Jeanette. Ryan, not for Jackson. I know you're in Jackson. I don't see a snowstorm right now. This is Tuesday. We're talking about Friday, mainly Thursday night into Friday. And at this point in time, I don't think that there's any kind of snowstorm coming to the I-94 corridor. There could be a few inches I-96 north, but I don't think that south of I-96, I don't think so. I'll show you why coming up in just a little bit. Graham, hello to you in Battle Creek. Good for you. That's a good idea to take that Thursday, Friday off, and then just park yourself somewhere where you can watch all day long. I have to tell you, 2 years ago, I went with my oldest son, who's a big sports fanatic, and we went down to Indy to watch the first round. And we watched Thursday night, and then we watched Thursday, and then Friday, I believe it was, we watched. And then he stayed for Sunday. It was crazy. It's worth it. It was beautiful. It was a great game. Anyway, Carrie, what will we get in Charlotte? I think you're going to get some snow mixed in with some rain. I think it's going to. We're right on the edge, and especially Charlotte there in Eaton County. You're right on the edge, I agree with you, Ben. I think it's going to be enough rain to where the snow is not going to be as impactful in Vicksburg. I'll tell you what I am concerned about is at the onset is that we could be cold enough for some freezing rain. So that's another part of this Friday morning puzzle to keep an eye on, that there could be a little bit of freezing rain in there. But again, the further south you are, the more I think it's going to be a rain event, a cold rain event, or a rain snow event, and not as much of the freezing rain. But again, that's something that we'll certainly keep an eye on as well. Mike, sounds like winter's not done yet. You are right. Connie, bring on the warm weather. Hello to you. Ron, you are very welcome. And Mike in the house. Hold on here. I just hit a button and I went like crazy. It went crazy. Mike, will it be snowing all day Friday? No. I think this is mainly going to be a morning event. Deborah, worried about your plants coming up. If you've got any kind of tender vegetation that is cold sensitive, then yeah, I think that you need to, I think if it could be harmed by sub-freezing temperatures, then yeah, I think that's we're looking at that. We're looking at lows, for example, Thursday morning of 20, Friday morning in the low to mid 20s, Saturday morning low to mid 20s, low 20s Sunday. So, that's several hours of freezing temperatures. You're right, David. I-96 does provide a good dividing line for us a lot of times. Certainly north of there, you start to get up in a colder area. And I do think that the northern part of the lower, certainly the northern half of the lower, I think is looking at more snow out of this Friday event. Let's see. Randy in Pine Lake. Hey, thanks for being here. Your friend from Alberta said hi. Hello, Randy, to your friend from Alberta. Hello, very much welcome here, and thanks for being here, and for saying hello. Hope all is going well there in Alberta. I know that there were those just tremendous forest fires. And by the way, I know Alberta is a huge province, but I know that last summer it was just a really rough ride for all of the fire damage. The millions, literally, right, of acres that were destroyed there by those forest fires. Hopefully hopefully this coming summer won't be so bad. Brenda, just got back from Florida. Yeah, I know. You came back at the wrong time. If you had come back last week, you wouldn't even have known you were here. But now it's cold. Now it's cold, and it's going to be chilly for a while. Springport in the house. Samantha, thank you for being here. And Carol in Battle Creek, thanks so much for being here. Chris, I don't know what you're talking about then, buddy. Gwen, hello to you. And yeah, probably so. Yeah, that's true. You're right, David. Even the places that do get more snow, it's going to be melting pretty quickly, I think. Oh, yeah. You know what? Yes. Well, I think I know that you don't believe me, but let me shoot you a note on that. Let me shoot you a note on that, on some safe glasses for the eclipse. And by the way, we're going to have some eclipse coverage for you coming up on the day of the eclipse, some live coverage in the zone of totality. I'm going to be in totality. Will's going to be in totality. We have our sister station over on the east side of the state that's going to be driving down to be in totality as well. So stay with us on that. By the way, before that, of course, at the end of the month, we're going to have our severe weather special as well. Jen, I will, because actually I need to get a day and time or that works best for you for coming out there and visiting there at Heritage Commons. Joanne, I have tulips and daffodils up right now. Yeah, the deer are munching on them. Well, may as well feed the deer with them. Mandy, any snow on Sunday? No, I don't think so. Sunday, I think, is a decent day. So I don't see any snow coming on Sunday. Let's see. Danny, thank you so much for passing by. And hello to you. Thank you so much. It's very nice of you to say that and to that, too. I appreciate that very much. Marty, good evening to you in Coldwater. Ashley, going south, need some good road conditions. When? End of the week. It's going to be wet, but as long as you're going south, not north, on Friday, you're not going to be dealing with anything other than some rain, chilly rain. Hello, Bangor. Tina, in the house. Thank you. When will we actually feel like spring again? We're going to be back up into the 50s, I think, by about next Monday. By about next Monday or Tuesday, I think we're going to be hopping back up into the 50s. But 60s and 70s, nah. And that's reserved for May anyway, or late April, right? So that's about when we're looking at that. Janet, winds the rest of the week. Good question there. A little bit breezy for us tomorrow. Then they'll be dying down, and then they'll be picking back up again, I think, on Friday and Saturday in association with that clipper that's coming through. By the way, we're talking about an Alberta clipper. What's that? Hey, your friend from Alberta is here. An Alberta clipper is so named because they're typically areas of low pressure that form in the lee of the Rockies in Canada, typically in the province of Alberta. And they're called clippers because they usually move really fast. Like, back in the 18th century, those clipper ships with those multi-masted and multi-sail, vessels that could go really fast. So an Alberta clipper is a fast-moving area of low pressure that zips along, typically along the northern tier of the U.S. or in southern Canada. And it usually comes in and out in a hurry. It brings really intense wind and sometimes intense precip for a short duration of time. That's what this system is going to do Friday. It's going to come in with a wintry punch. It's not going to last long, and then it's going to be gone. That's why I say it's timed for us to be primarily from late Thursday night into Friday morning, and that's why it could affect the Friday morning commute. We'll have the hour-by-hour breakdown on that, too, coming up. Sarasota in the house. Japan's White Tiger, thanks so much. Going to be wet this weekend, going to be 70. I know that it's cool there. I talked to my sister. She's over on the other side of the state around the Daytona area, Palm Coast. And it was in the 50s there today in the afternoon. So, I don't know. You might want to call your relatives down there if you have anybody down there and say, are you alive? Are you making it? And I agree with you that on Ryan, go Tigers. Okay, I will, Jen, and I will get to you on that as well. Going to Ohio to watch it. Awesome. Joanne, thank you. I'm going down to Indiana. You're driving to Wapaneca, okay, to see the eclipse. Ben, I'm going to be at some part that is just south of Fort Wayne a little bit. That's in totality. More to come on that. I'm not even sure right where it is. They told me where I'm going, but I have to go take a better look at it. But Mike, just so you know, GR Kalamazoo is not going to be in totality. It's going to be, in a large area, but it's not going to be in totality. Let me get onto the weather here. We're going to move on to temperatures right now, and notice they're in the 40s. 30s and 40s, South Haven on the cool side at 33. But you know what? This compares to yesterday at this time. We're up about 10 to 12 degrees from where we were where we were at this time yesterday. And I'm going to miss some names going through on the roll call. I appreciate. I apologize. I apologize for that. But I do want to get to the weather here. I can see when people are starting to say, like, look, if he's not going to talk about the weather, I'm not going to watch. So let me get to that. You can see that we're up about 10-ish degrees from where we were yesterday. And that's because our winds, which were strong earlier today, they've now gotten light. After sunset, if you watched me at 5:30, and 6, I said after sunset, those winds are going to just get chopped off. And that's what's happened. And now they're pretty light. But through much of the day today, they were out of the southwest, blowing in some warmer air. Now they're shifting. They're going to be coming in north-northwest. You can already see that change. And that means tomorrow, that's what's going to be giving us the colder air. Here's some of those peak gusts from today. 45 in Holland. GR, a stout gust of 44 and hitting 44 in Benton Harbor, 40 in Kalamazoo and Battle Creek as well. You know, our temperatures are going to be staying colder. So we're on the colder side of things now, which we haven't spent a lot of time on this end of the thermometer. But we're going to be colder. So even though tomorrow, first full day of spring, but it's going to feel more like the middle of February with a high only of 35. And by the way, breezy tomorrow. I don't think it's going to be as windy as it was today, but it's still going to be breezy with some gusts. I think we could hit some gusts up to around 30 tomorrow. And that's going to have those wind chills during the day in the 20s. So it is going to be cold tomorrow for sure. So keep that in mind. And I want to get to our hour by hour and try to get an idea of what we're looking at here. I did not do a good job. I apologize for this in advance. I hope you'll forgive me for this. I did not do a good job of setting this up on the hour by hour. So I'm going to try to set this up really quick to show you what we're looking at for Friday. And it might take me just a moment or two, but I'll get to it. This is the hour by hour that you see there right now. I'm going to change the timestamp on it and see if I can get us to go out to we'll start this on Thursday, right? Thursday. Remember, we're still working a few days out here. We'll start this Thursday morning, and we're going to go with this until we'll go Saturday at noon, and we'll see how this works out for us. It may not take me out with the model that I've chosen. It may not necessarily let me show you the precip that's coming in, but we'll cross our fingers. All right, here we go with the hour by hour, starting at 5 a.m. Thursday. Notice temps cold. We're in the low to mid 20s. I'm going to run it forward here and let's see what we can do. We'll play this forward and see what it looks like. See the clouds developing here. So Thursday by noon, we're still cold, only in the upper 20s at noon, and skies have become mostly cloudy. We're going to cross our fingers and hope that this will at least hold on until we can get that Friday morning precip. So Thursday night, it stays cloudy. Here we go. Now we're starting. Here comes that fast-moving clipper. There we go. All right, I'm stopping it here at 7:15 Friday. So this would, again, here argue for a wet snow. And with temperatures well below freezing, I think that this could be problematic for us on that Friday morning commute. And so as I look at model data to see how much, I know that the National Weather Service in the forecast discussion out of Grand Rapids was mentioning 1 to 4. I know that's a wide range. It was saying like 1 to 2-ish south of I-96, but north of I-96 is where there could be greater accumulations because it's going to be colder. Look at this, our 7:15 timestamp on the hour by hour. Big Rapids is at 22 degrees, where Kalamazoo is at 28. There's a big difference. That's a big difference when you're talking about the consistency of the snow and how much it's going to be sticking and how fast that it sticks. And that's why I think that there could be, and that's why I think the Weather Service and its discussion, its analysis is saying that there could be more accumulation north of 96 than south. Let's see if we can continue this forward. Okay, there we go. It's still snowing at noon. And let's see if we can even into the afternoon. Now this is indicating, now notice, look at our temperature profile here at 4:15 Friday afternoon. Now we're above freezing. We're still depicting here snow. So I think this could be some wet snow that would be coming down. But with temperatures going above freezing, I think we'll have some melting going on. So really, I think anyway, the time of most concern for that Friday, for this coming Friday, is going to be during that morning commute. As you can see here, the snow starting to move in like at about 5:30 or 6, and then moving across. And this is really racing across. This is so characteristic, by the way, of the Alberta Clipper. These systems move fast, but they're intense. They can be rather intense with some strong wind gusts, and then also with bursts of precipitation that don't last long, but can certainly be impactful, especially when they're ill-timed like this one for the Friday morning commute. So this is something that we're looking at here. Again, still too early to give you any specifics on that, other than here's my takeaway right now. For your Friday morning commute, for the bus stop Friday morning, if you have any kind of appointments or even work that you're going to for Friday, just stay with us and we'll let you know. I don't think this is going to be huge and monumental, but it could be that between like 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. that all around the area that it's a little bit dicey, on the roads, because these typically pack a punch. These clippers typically pack a punch whenever they move through. But let's go ahead and follow it through. Notice it's still here right in the afternoon. We're going to continue to run this out. Okay, we went out of my model time window here. That's why everything stops essentially at about 6 or 7 o'clock. But notice by late afternoon, we're well above freezing. So then I think it'll be more of a, it's just going to be soppy. It's going to be wet. And I don't think it'll be as much of an issue on the roads as what we're looking at in the morning. So I hope that that's helpful anyway. And I apologize that I didn't have that prepared earlier, but at least it gives you some information about what we're looking on for Friday. So again, the takeaway on that, tonight, tomorrow, which is Wednesday night, Thursday morning, Thursday night, we're looking good. Your commutes, your bus stops, all looking good. Friday morning, different story. Friday afternoon, Friday evening, I think we're looking okay again. I mean, yeah, it's indicated that we'll probably still be seeing wet snow, but with temperatures well above freezing. In fact, I think we're, depending on which model you want to go with, I think it's safe to say that we could be up around 40 degrees for a high Friday. That is along I-95, or 94, a little cooler along I-96, but the point is still above freezing. So I think that that's important to know. So then let's go to our 7-day here. Let me show you what's up in the 7-day forecast, and then we'll get to that. I went way past my 15-minute time limit. I am just not doing very well with that, but okay, I hope you'll forgive me for that. Just hang with me there. Here's your Sealy Auto Group 7-day forecast. Again, tomorrow, first full day of spring. It starts in a little less than 2 hours at 11:06 with the equinox. And then we'll be into spring here for the first full day of spring is tomorrow. But notice it's going to be cold, but I think we'll see some sunshine tomorrow and Thursday. Can't complain about that. There's that messy wintry mix that looks to be a sure bet for Friday. And then we'll come out of it on the other side with Saturday and Sunday, still some cooler air. And then next week, I think we're looking at some rain as those temps will be bumping back up into the mid-50s. I missed a boatload of comments here, and I apologize for that. Looking ahead to the end of the month and Easter, I can give you sort of a thumbnail, but again, I would say stay tuned. 50s, 50s, and not looking too bad. But again, that's just a thumbnail for right now. Stuart, hello to you. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Windy night in Soresco. Jeff, the dogs are bred for this kind of weather. They don't even. That's funny. That's good. Alana, good evening to you, and Leonidas, thank you so much. Ron, I am ready to go back to Florida. Jerry, good evening to you. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for being here. I appreciate it. Vicky, try to give you a little bit of an idea there toward the end of the month. I think it's going to be a little warmer than what we have now. Brad, the cold weather for Norway. Can we get 3 inches of snow? Freya, not out of the question north of I-96. South of I-96 Friday, I just don't see it. But stay tuned. This is Tuesday. So what could happen between now and then that would change the outlook? Look, the storm might slow down a little bit, which would give us more precip. The storm might intensify. The storm might change its course just a little bit. All of those factors could change between now and its arrival, let's say, early Friday morning. So that's why I say we've got Wednesday to look at this. We've got Thursday to look at this. We've got a good 48 hours to look at this. So stay with us on that, and we'll certainly keep you up on that. 40 Almena Township, hello to you, Chris, and hello to little Eli. I hope he's doing well. Christina, good evening to you. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful night, and hello to Lawton. Antho in Whitehall, good to see you in here. Thank you for being here. You'll probably get a little more out of this, Antho, there in Whitehall than what we're talking about generally when I say that, wide gap between an inch or two or up to maybe 4 inches. Whitehall, I think you might be closer on that 4-inch side there. I got you there, Jeff. Okay, I understand now. Juanita in the house from Albion. Still a little windy, but those winds are dying down. Thanks for checking in at 36 degrees there, eastern Calhoun County. Juanita, thank you so much. Melinda, no more cold weather and snow. Ooh, I'll put that order in, but I think usually at this time of year, Mother Nature basically just pitches it into the trash can. Hello to you, Catherine in Portage. Marshall in the house. Sherry, thank you so much. And Elise, hello to you. Joanne, it's about time winter finally gets here. I know, winter arrives in spring, right? Yeah, I thought, you know, by Whitehall standards, I don't think it's going to be like, you know, horrible, but I do think it's going to be, you know, a bit of a challenge on that morning commute there in northern Muskegon County. Jennifer, hello to you. Out like a lion. You are right on that. That's for sure. Okay, I haven't seen you in a little while. Thanks for being here in Burr Oak. Oak from Burr Oak. A little bit breezy today for sure. You're very welcome, Mike. Thanks for the thanks, Paulette. Happy spring to you too, Orlo. Watch out Friday night when those temps drop. You're right. If we have any moisture on the road there with Friday night lows going down into the mid-20s, we could see some icing on the roads there for sure. Thanks very much, Jan. I appreciate that, and I'll look for you at 11 o'clock. Let's see. Michelle, I hope you have a wonderful night. Deb, that 55 next week, right? It does look great after we've had a few days in the 30s. Thank you, Joanne. I appreciate that very much. I hope I'm saying it right, Joanne, not Joan, or Joan and not Joanne. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing there. Molly, hello to you. The wind is dying down. The wind will not be an issue overnight, but tomorrow it's going to start to pick up again. Randy from Pine Lake, thanks so much. Okay. Shelly said she's sorry for sending that Alberta Clipper. Well, you know, maybe we shouldn't have named it, you know, after the province of Alberta. I'm not going to assume she's a hockey fan, but I would ask, is she a Calgary fan or an Edmonton Oiler fan? We'll take that apology. She sends us a lot of those from Alberta this time of year, but it's been such a weak winter, we haven't had a lot of them. But, you know, in a typically strong winter, we get those Alberta Clippers with regularity here. It just hasn't been that active. Tim, hello in Battle Creek. Your family's going to Chicago on Monday. Elise, you're good to go. It might be a little bit wet with some rain, but I think you should be all right. Let's see, liking those 50s. Okay, good. Joanne, thank you so much. Kyle, thanks very much. I appreciate it. Sean, hello to you in Portage as well. All right, everybody, I'm going to skate on out of here. I appreciate you so much for being here and for your comments as well. I really do appreciate that very much. I'm going to be live at 10 on Arc West, Michigan. That's in 27 minutes, and I'll be live on the Mothership News Channel 3 at 11 o'clock. Who's in tomorrow morning? Jeff's out. Colin will be in. Colin Rogers will be in, live and in person, tomorrow morning, 4:30 to 9 a.m. with updates. And then I'll catch up with you again tomorrow evening. Actually, Will is in for me tomorrow evening for the early newscast, 5:30 and 6, because I'm working on the story that I'm doing for our weather special that's coming up at the end of the month. But I'll be back tomorrow night here for Facebook Live, and then I'll also be on at 10 and 11. Don't forget, you can follow me on Facebook at WWMT's Weatherman Keith. Thanks very much, Elise. Same to you. And thank you, Tina. I appreciate that. So WWMT's Keith Thompson. And then on YouTube, Twitter, Threads, and Instagram, at Weatherman Keith. The @ Weatherman Keith, all lowercase, all one word. Thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate it. Hey, we made it to Tuesday. You know what that means? Tomorrow's hump day. Let's get some good rest. Hit it hard. And by the time we meet here tomorrow night at 9 o'clock for another Facebook Live, we'll be looking down the gun sights at another weekend. Can't wait for that. All right, be safe, everybody, and I'll talk to you again soon. Good night.